The blue sun, this actually happened. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the sun, the same star humanity has relied on for survival, is no longer yellow. Witnesses didn't describe it as red. They described it as blue. The impossible day. There are days that history remembers clearly. And then there are days history tries to forget. On one impossible day, across Europe, Asia, and North America, people looked up at the sky and felt something was deeply wrong. The sun was no longer gold. It was not white. It was blue. In handwritten diaries preserved in monasteries, witnesses describe a cold-colored sun like steel or sapphire. In ship logs from the Atlantic and Pacific, sailors recorded a daylight that felt unnatural, as if the warmth had been stolen. A Benedictine monk in Central Europe wrote, "The sun rose pale and blue, and men fell to their knees." Certain judgment had arrived. In parts of Asia, court historians recorded the event not as an astronomical anomaly, but as a heavenly warning. People prayed, markets closed. Families gathered, waiting for fire, darkness, or silence. Many believed this was the end of the world, not because prophets had warned them, but because the sky itself had changed. When the moon turned purple, if the blue sun terrified people during the day, the night brought something even more disturbing. The moon changed color. Reports emerged of violet, green, and even deep indigo moons hanging low in the sky. In agricultural regions, panic spread quickly. Farmers feared poisoned air, cursed soil, failed harvests. Ancient farming calendars used for centuries no longer made sense. In parts of China and the Middle East, records describe the moon like bruised fruit, unfit to guide the seasons. Animals reacted before humans understood anything was wrong. Dogs refused to sleep. Birds flew at night and vanished by morning. Livestock clustered together, refusing to graze. One European account notes the cows would not face the moon. People didn't debate science. They didn't ask why. They asked how long they had left. The scientific panic. Centuries later, scientists would attempt to calm the fear by explaining the impossible. The first explanation, volcanic ash. Massive eruptions can throw particles into the upper atmosphere, scattering sunlight and altering colors. History has examples: red suns, dimmed skies, strange sunsets. But here's the problem. The timelines don't match. In many recorded blue sun events, no major volcanic eruption occurred. In others, eruptions happened months or even years too early or too late. Then came the forest fire hypothesis. Smoke particles, when distributed in specific sizes, can theoretically filter red wavelengths and allow blue light to dominate. Again, the theory partially works. But not globally, not across continents, not simultaneously, and not without leaving massive evidence-burned landscapes, collapsed ecosystems, layers of soot and ice cores. Those layers don't exist. Science could explain pieces of the phenomenon, but never the whole event. The pattern no one talks about. When historians and atmospheric researchers compared records, something unsettling emerged. This wasn't a one-time anomaly. The blue sun appears again and again across centuries. Different cultures, different technologies, same descriptions. A pale blue sun, purple or green moons, cold daylight, animals disturbed, human fear. And yet, no single global disaster connects them. No supervolcano, no asteroid impact, no planetary collision. It's as if Earth experienced temporary interference, then returned to normal, leaving only human memory behind. Not destruction, not extinction, just a passage. The theories that were silenced, some theories never made it into textbooks. One suggests solar interference, a temporary disturbance in the sun's emitted spectrum, possibly caused by an external influence. Another proposes atmospheric lensing, a rare, global alignment of atmospheric layers bending light in ways modern instruments struggle to replicate. And then there's the most controversial idea, unknown cosmic dust clouds. Not debris from Earth, not volcanic ash, but material drifting through the solar system, passing between Earth and the sun. Such a cloud could filter sunlight worldwide. It could explain the colors, the duration, the lack of lasting damage. And once it passed, the sky would return to normal, as if nothing happened, except something did. The final question, so what really happened? Was it an extremely rare natural event, one that science has not yet learned to fully measure? Or was it evidence of something else? Something moving silently through space, crossing our line of sight, touching our world without ever landing on it? The blue sun didn't destroy civilization. It didn't end humanity. It simply reminded us of one uncomfortable truth. The universe doesn't need to invade us to affect us. And the sky has changed before. It can change again. The question isn't whether this happened. It did. The question is, what passed between Earth and the sun? If you enjoy mysteries buried in history and science's blind spots, subscribe to EchoVerse, because some events aren't myths. They're memories, and they're waiting to be remembered again.